What up y'all, it's TYR, and today we're going to be talking about the possibility of Mega Blastoise X and Mega Venusaur X in Pokemon Legends ZA. Now, this is something that people have thought since 2013 when X and Y first came out. Why is Charizard the only one that got an X and Y form, with the Mewtwo of course? And we know the answer, right? It's because they're so marketable, they wanted to give two different Charizards for the specific case of you picking Charmander from Sycamore. But of course, the topic comes up again when Legends ZA is around the corner, a far corner, and they have the chance to readdress Mega Evolution. So one big thing that could happen is Mega Venusaur X and Mega Blastoise X. And this is gonna build along the theories that I've put forward earlier, which is two parts. First part is, for this to happen, they would reclassify Mega Venusaur and Blastoise as Y forms, and then they would introduce two X forms. So they would have to retcon or properly clarify that the ones we saw earlier do go into one of the categories. They are Y Megastones. And this is actually something interesting, right? They have kind of messed around with giving us the wrong names for Megastones before, because Mega Charizard and Mega Mewtwo, when you're playing the X and Y demo, it never had Y at the end of them. It would Mega Evolve you into just Mega Mewtwo. Then only in the final game did they change it. And especially if Game Freak puts the right lore behind it, they can totally reclassify things like that. But the second thing that was interesting in that video is what we talked about X Megastones really being, which are anomaly Mega Evolutions. Mega Charizard X and Mega Mewtwo X, they use the power of Mega Evolution to take a different turn than what's directly in front of them. Directly, the Y forms look like what they would Mega Evolve into, but Mega Charizard X inverts its colors, gets spikes, blue flames. Mega Mewtwo uses all that psychic power and converts it into physical strength. They're doing alternate paths that are clearly not the direct path. So that's why this is interesting, because a potential Mega Venusaur X and Mega Blastoise X, they would be taking an indirect path as well, like the black Charizard we got. So if they did something like this, it would be really cool. So let's start off with Venusaur first. So right now, Venusaur is a grass poison type with 525 BST, which of course the starters are crazy like that. And of course, what it is it's this plant frog Pokemon. You saw this in Pokemon Snap. It hops around like a frog. It's clever Pokemon Snap did that and reminded everyone that this is a freaking frog right here. And so pretty much when that Mega evolves into Mega Venusaur Y, it's a quite direct Mega Evolution, which just looks like a 50% stronger form, where it retains that grass poison typing. Its flower on its back blossoms just a little bit more to give more leaves and then a flower on its head. If you look at it, Mega Venusaur has very little changes. But here's what happens when it Mega Evolves. Two things. One, it gets a lot more thick and resistant, so it can take attacks much better, which is why it gets the ability Thick Fat, which can make it really take ice and fire attacks. The second thing that happens is its body gets a lot stronger and its legs get a lot stronger. So this is like a 7-foot tall flower that you would see wandering in the distance, right? Because you wouldn't see the bottom part. And if you startled it somehow, its back legs and all are so much stronger now, they could probably like jump way higher than before. But yeah, that's pretty much Mega Venusaur summarized. You can see it's a very simple Mega Evolution. Now to get into what would happen if you found the Venusaurite X in this game. The first thing we're going to talk about is the most exciting part. It's typing. If normal Venusaur is grass poison, what typing could this next one be? Because if we're augmenting it from its direct path forward, it could and probably will get an alternate typing. And I got one in mind. Grass Fairy. I'll tell you why. Venusaur is this plant Pokemon that in some Pokedex entries, it's written that after it absorbs a lot of sunlight, that its flower grows very vibrant and vivid. Now currently that vibrant color would probably be just that red you see on the original Venusaur, but this is something they could expand to turn into a whole rainbow of colors that would come out of Mega Venusaur X. The key word is once it gets plenty of nutrition and sunlight. Venusaur is a flower. The Megastone would substitute for this sunlight and give it a bunch of the nutrition and sunlight it needs to undergo a change we've never seen before. So that's what I think would be really cool. A Grass Fairy Mega Venusaur X. There's some other ideas you can think of, like since it's a photosynthesis Pokemon and always catching the sun's rays, you could have some anomaly Mega Evolution where it actually turns into Grass Fire. Like it turns that photosynthesis into some kind of offensive way to use the energy it's stored. We only have 2 grass fire types right now, right? We got Scovillain and Ogrepon. Mega Venusaur getting grass fire would be insane. The only reason this is less likely is because we don't know if they'd really cross over those primary typings in these mega evolutions, right? Now there's one last thing to remember, which is that there might not be a hint in their Pokédex entries for this unusual turn they're about to take. Something completely absurd could just happen to Venusaur and bring out a whole different typing. But yeah, so far the Grass Fairy would make a nice counterpart to Charizard's Dragon Fire. Let's look at some founders. Let me see if I can find an absurd one for Venusaur. That'd be cool. Oh shoot, okay. So here's one by Max S. This is a Mega Venusaur where, oh my god, through the flower on its back comes a whole spirit. And Venusaur looks a lot more savage. It looks like it's possessed at this point. That the spirit is what's really got it. This is so cool. If you look carefully at the spirit, it's got the leaf pattern on it. So it's like the flower part that's blooming on Venusaur's back comes to life as a separate entity kind of. And so it's like a dual Pokemon that you got working here. And as you might expect, the typing here, with no hints from its Pokédex entry, is Grass Ghost. This is sick. Not many Pokemon have this Grass Ghost typing except Gourgeist and Trevenant. Venusaur getting it would be such an interesting plot twist. Dude, you did a great job with this artwork. So they made similar symbols on Venusaur's forehead except purple. And the whole color scheme went from that beautiful vivid pink flower to now it being more tainted. And now it's purple. You can see, right, it would be in Game Freak's best interest to Kanto pander just to get those extra sales up. Listen, don't look at me. And putting a Mega Venusaur X like this in the hype season and trailers, which they're gonna have to spoil some of the Megas probably, it would get people to buy the games, you have to admit. The same way Charizard turned all black and you didn't expect that, Venusaur, a freaking spirit coming out of it and dual fighting you, is just the right amount to keep up with Charizard. For abilities, it could get an ability like Parental Bond, since we got 2 of them attacking, but to give something unique, it could be something where when Venusaur uses grass moves, it drains the health of the enemy. Because you got this grass and ghost working together, right? Pretty much this means if Mega Venusaur X uses moves like Bullet Seed or Energy Ball, that it would still act as like a mini drain punch and recovering health for any grass move it uses. But the crazy thing would be stacking this with Giga Drain, because it'd only be a little bit. It'd be like 20% recovery, but you stack this with Giga Drain, which recovers half of what it takes, along with another 20%. It'd be another alternate path to making Venusaur tanky, like the first Mega Evolution did, right? Giving it thick fat. But this one would be rejuvenating itself constantly. Very fitting for that ghost typing. Anyhow, we'll do Blastoise next time. Shank that like button and let me know your thoughts. Do you have a better Mega Venusaur X idea in the comments? That's a typing and an ability that'd be better than what we talked about in this video. But yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Take care.